It is Saturday morning right now. Today we're looking at a 4.5k swim, then a 5k run, and then we finish off with the biggest session of the day, which is for sure the threshold bike 6 times 10 minutes. The goal is 350 watts. I'll check lactate though after a few reps just to see how everything is going, if it's too high or too low. Just making some coffee here. But yeah, right now, time for breakfast, first thing in the morning. Just had my little morning routine before, which is basically just, yeah, some breathing exercises. I have this kind of app, Inside Timer, it's pretty nice. So you can just check your time, how long you're doing. Right now I'm not in a race season, so I'm a little bit lazy. At the 5 minutes, but every single day it really is a good baseline to get started with things. But after you got that in, my breakfast now, obviously 2 coffees. There's one thing that's quite interesting from actually Courtney Doubtwater. She's like a famous trail runner. She says actually that one thing she does in the mornings is morning check-in, like we all know. And I do that actually as well before. I have the Aura ring, so I have my HRV, my heart rate, my average heart rate for the night. I have fill it all in an Excel sheet, and then also the subjective stuff, right? So I put in mood, anxiety, sleep quality. I have like a longer list of things. Also RPE the day before, so how hard was the day before, training intensity before, and that would kind of color code it with like green, orange, and red. Put this on here. Yeah, and then I check in the mornings, how it's going. And let's just get this toast ready here. Favorite breakfast? I had it basically every single day the same for a long time now, so you're gonna see this probably every single morning. It's gonna be 2 to 3 toasts with peanut butter. The Finns got this ultimate peanut butter, because I used to be a bit allergic with that, but somehow with this stuff I'm not. So it's no added sugar, no palm oil, like really clean, and then I can eat it. So peanut butter, toast, just like this cow toast here. So it's like with oats. Also easier to digest, I feel. It's different than some of the wheat stuff. I feel, maybe it's just me that I react better on it, but I feel it's much lighter to eat. And then 1 banana on as well. And 1 egg white. So that's my breakfast. I'll be also preparing in a minute the shake. I'll make my shake for after the swim. So that's the first session we got today. We got the 4.5k swim. It's an aerobic swim. Then we followed it up for after lunchtime with a 5k. Oh wait, today is longer. 9k actually. So we hit the 80k run week again. And then in the evening, the bike, threshold bike, as I mentioned. We are at the end of the 3-week block actually. So I work in a 3-week load rhythm with 1 week easy. And right now we're at the very end of the 3rd block, 3rd week. You can see I'm still a bit sleepy. But yeah, it's been going really well. So now it's just the last 2 days basically, just today and then tomorrow. I have to shift around some things the last 2 days, but feeling good now. And yeah, there were just some minor signs going around. I mean, there's so much sickness, respiratory disease going around. So I took 2 days completely off. There were some minor signs. I was like, how's that gonna be? But I knew that's why I have the morning check-in. Also with the immune system, I feel kind of the lymph node here, how it's feeling. And there was definitely a bit something going on. I thought, okay, you might get sick, but I didn't. Feel a lot better. And then actually the next day already, which is not normal, right? I could do some super easy, low intensity stuff, and now I feel it's gone. So that's great, nice surprise. You never know how it is with these things these days. But yeah, that's the plan. So we'll be going to the swim soon after my breakfast. So for the swim, it's a 4.5k swim, as I mentioned. We have like a bit longer warm-up, but then the main set is rotating between 200s and 50s 4 times 50s, like several sets of those. The 200s it's all gonna be long course meter, pretty sure. I mean, the pool is just over there. I literally moved, as close as I could. Luckily we found an apartment right here. It's like 2-minute walk, so I have as little resistance as possible to head then to the pool. Saturday mornings can be a bit more busy sometimes. That's why tomorrow I'll take you with as well. They'll be swimming with the buckets as well. It's like with weight. Really cool set. There it's kind of from the swim club, a reserve time, easier to film. But here it's a bit tricky now. But so yeah, normally it's long course meters swimming. There's also a short course meter part if it's too busy the long course. But I always try to swim long course, which is a 50-meter lane. There'll be the 200s. Normally I swim them aerobic in like 240, leaving on 250, so the shorter turnaround, and then into the 50s. They're also like changing in speed basically. Normally I swim in between 31s, that would be the fast. I have to get it to 30 and even eventually 28s. But the mechanics for the fast stuff, especially the one where I'm working on the most, and the rest, other 50s, like the zone 4 threshold stuff, it's kind of in the 33, 34, 35 range. So like, between those kind of paces. So it will be a good set, but now I'm not pushing it too much. So I finished the swim. One thing for sure that jumped out was really the mobility part. That I haven't been 2 days in the pool, right? And I noticed that's something that comes really, really quickly with swimming, especially the hip flexor side. That tighten up. It's actually pretty hard to loosen. So like the pso-ride tool, that's something you can check. That really helps for the hip flexor, because what the hip flexor does, it goes here and here. It's like on the spine and goes to the hips, right? And it actually rotates you pretty weirdly. So and shoulders as well. Those two I noticed. But otherwise, I just kept the control. Really, it's all about going through this block here now without any magic. Just average sessions. I'm starting this daily challenge at an interesting point, because normally I has been super fluent. Just this one day kind of off now, but it's just last 2 days really get through them smooth. I feel good energy wise, but no magic sessions here, just clocking over consistent work, doing whatever I gotta do. That also includes this beautiful shake that I have here. So Red White Boozy, import from Texas when I was there last year racing, so should be good. Alright guys, we are about 3k in of my easy run. Something I in the past always did wrong when it comes to that type of stuff is let me rewind. Actually, I'm following more the plan of, because there's many ways to go from A to B in running, and especially triathlon running. So what I do is kind of follow this Renato Canovo approach. I mean, very common marathon training approach in general, I would say, is that mileage is the number one that gets you from A to B, and the second is then ride intensity. But so when you think like that, something I did wrong in my running before, not a lot, but a little bit, mentally still a big switch, is that I thought the easy running, there's still, you look at heart rate and pace, even if it's just a few percent, you're trying to work it. And now I just really barely CLS training. I just have one goal for those runs, that is make the mileage. And some days, I'm feeling good, and then I look at the data and it says like 4:30 minutes per K, and that's fine. But some days I'm looking at it, for example, after my Tuesday hot day, I'm pretty damn sore. So I'm more looking at 5:30 to 6 minutes per K pace. And in the past I would have been like, oh, is that good? Are you improving enough with this type of stuff? But if you then stack the weeks of the mileage consistently, and you have, let's say, for me, it's this one key run a week, that's a Tuesday, and there I run either VO2 or threshold, so you push it a bit, but still control. But of course, it's a workout. You're a bit sore after the next day. And then you have the Sunday long run, which on its own is always a bit more load, right? So those two, if you stack those, long run is zone 2, we do that tomorrow, by the way. I notice consistently stacking those, and around that just hit the mileage
for me, for this year, for sure for the first half year, probably for the full, it's the 80k mark. So my long run gets longer, that's fine and dandy, but I'm not gonna cross that mileage. Because in running, number one thing that sets you back is overload, injury. It's not so much an overtraining thing. There's really the orthopedic side. So how can I control that? Yeah, it's really through, just mileage. Of course, I might get quicker over the time, so I spend less time covering the mileage, but I still have enough stimuli changing, each of my blocks, the stimuli is changing a bit. So I'm going from, like I said, the key sessions change. Now we're, for example, building long run. The last week I ran 33k, the week before 30, and now again 33. So like a little progression each week, a bit more, but now again stay at 33. And so just easy running, I really don't care. So it's really freeing as well. If you always have this training plan and you can really let go. You really wouldn't even need a watch. The only reason I need to watch is for the mileage, so I can see. And I'm really strict with that, For example, today I have 9k, because yesterday I ran 1k longer because I just did the loop too long. And I'm really strict with that. You could call it disciplined, because I want to go further. If I'm, for example, yesterday I ran 16k because it was just longer. Today, minus 1k. I'm not running 1 meter more than 80. And for some people that might sound extreme, but let's say if I get some fatigue somewhere, I can at least confidently say, okay, it's not because 1 week I ran suddenly 5 or 10k more, then you're just not sure, right? You just don't know. So, and a beautiful forest here. Feeling pretty good actually. The legs are good, but I'm just going easy because, like I said, 2 days ago was a little bit this minor symptom, and if you know physiology, but that stuff isn't gone in a day. I feel good, but I just extra careful because I just want to get through this block. Absolutely 0 hero sessions. What's important is, maybe some leg turnover. So I considered actually adding, which I normally never do, because I had this strict plan and I stick to it. I can always go slower, but not add. So I'm actually thinking if I should, but I'm keeping it super easy. What I'm thinking about is actually strides, hill strides. They really help for run efficiency and, running them actually not with cadence, but with power in the ground. They help for running efficiency, especially tomorrow I have my long run, 33k, right? So, downhill, don't slip here, still a bit slippery. So I'm checking in a bit if I do those, because you do them anyways. Second half of the run, not earlier. All right, I'm feeling good. I found my hill actually that there's no ice here, right? Because if it's ice, kind of defeats the purpose, because I can't put the power on the ground, you're slipping, it's actually overload for the calf. If I wouldn't have found this piece now, I would have skipped it. But let's get into the first rep. I just do 4 times 20 seconds. Good time to test the microphone. They say 250 meters. It lasts in range. Let's see if that's true. I'll be back in a short moment. "23 seconds. So I got a minute and a half, I would say. It's easy down. So I find 20 seconds almost better than 30 for like a high peak pressure thing. I like it. And again, a bit out of breath, but it shouldn't be taxing. So I take your time, 90 seconds in between, 1 minute, as slow as you want. It's just about those quality 20 seconds. They do actually a lot more than we think. So running economy can really take off seconds in 4 to 6 weeks. Study showed other things, so I figure with it. But so first 5 seconds I ease into it, build speed, then just fastest maintainable speed I can do without straining. So it shouldn't be taxing, right? Just feeling good speed, basically. Yeah, that's good. Feels nice. Yeah, that's good. 2 more. All right. Feels good. I'm just really thinking about keeping my hips under me, right? So like hip, like tall running, or we can easily go into this bending over thing. We don't want that. What's the camera saying? Nothing. Okay. Number 4, last one. All right, that was 30 reps. I'm just gonna jog easy back home, and then have a snack, all easy, and then see you for the bike in a bit.
We are now 15 minutes into my ride. There's been some development as well since we last spoke. I'll double check with my team as well and had a look at the data. Because during the run I had the impression that my heart rate was a touch too low, and sometimes there can be like a just faulty heart rate monitor or something like that. But yesterday was a touch too high, I would say. For easy run was like 135, 145 even, like I would say just these few beats. But you could reason it after off day. But again, you could also reason it since I fought this immune system thing a little bit. So, and now I was suppressed. Normally 118, 120 heart rate for me. If I run 5 minutes for K pace, that is normally too low. If I would be having, no immune system, it's the first time I had anything in the last 5 months. So it's the first change. You're getting in the interesting time, as I said. But if I had no immune system thing, I would say, okay, this could be suppressed with fatigue. But with that thing, and a bit the swim this morning as well, aerobic, but like, just like this feel and energy system that I would say, not 100. I mean, so what actually led to that, long story short, it's funny how that works, right? You can never be fully objective, never. I love this sport too much, right? So I'm the type of guy who, I don't know, just never enough, right? So I could run 200k a week or all this madness, but this is not how the body works. This is more ego, right? So, and the love for the sport. So I have to actually protect myself for the love for the sport, and that was basically what last year was about. It's all about finding a good team, and now I do have that team that makes good decisions. So it's funny how it works. Subconsciously, you have this feeling that you should maybe make a decision, but you don't want to. But then you check in and express it after the run. I called in, and basically, answer was, then you know what to do. So, I mean, we checked, of course. So threshold is out the window, intensity is out the window. I'll be riding this aerobically for 90 minutes. So 220 watts, really easy side, because, as I said, I have to quality finish this block. What kills is intensity. Don't get me wrong, I would love to do threshold right now. And I probably could. But I'm more dealing in how can I avoid yellow flags? Even yellow, not even red. Red, you're already in the hole. How can I avoid a yellow flag? But right now, today, was okay, right? okay, but like I said, it was a bit of a yellow flag. So could I do this session right now? Right at that 350 watts? Yeah, I could. But what are the chances I wake up tomorrow instead of better, like I was today after the rest day, that I actually wake up worse? So this could either way happen. So so there's basically two scenarios for tomorrow morning, and one of them is, okay, you wake up and you feel better than you did this morning. Like I said, I didn't feel bad this morning. Not sick, heart rate, resting heart rate was normal, 47. HRV, anyways, HRV is a bit of a mammoth topic. But also the feel, right? The immune system feel, which was on the Thursday, 2 days ago, I rated it at 65%. So 6% is really low, I felt minimal. I can kind of feel the lymph node here at the side. This is a very unscientific work, but it works for me. I can really feel my immune system is working there. And if it's stressed, and if it's a little bit swollen, the lymph node, that means my immune system is working next to the feeling. And yeah, so it did on that Thursday. And then the Friday I woke up, I gave it 85%, 80, 90. So I was back in business, but obviously infection, even if it's a small one, and you get over it, never takes 24 hours, right? I mean, that thing is going to be in you a little bit, 2-3 days. So it's amazing that I can train it all. But if I wake up tomorrow and I feel in any way that, you know, after today it's actually worse, I immediately full rest day, and that's the end of the block, which is anyways almost done. But yeah, I hope of course that I wake up and I feel completely normal and even a touch better. And then I will, tomorrow I have planned normally high intensity swim with a long run. High intensity out of the swim is taking out some activations, so hopefully I can go to the pool with you guys and we do the buckets, which is basically strength stimulus, but the rest aerobic maximum zone 3, really controlling intensity, that I then can in the afternoon get the long run in, 32, 33k, I ran 1k longer as I said, so boom, 1k off, 32 tomorrow in best case. And if I did that, you know, golden, that'll be great. If not, full rest day, it was still great. Because, you know, I did triathlon for a long time, for many years, and what held me back the most was, yeah, because I mean, the last 5-6 months, I improved more than, sure, in the last 5 years combined. Because, I mean, I always trained. I think if I had to break it down to two things that make me now better and better. Number one, or one and two on the same level maybe. So the quality of training planning, that is definitely up there. Because on paper, when you look at the plan even before, it's set threshold before, it's set intensity, but how you execute those sessions is everything. Volume and sessions, because everybody knows what you should do, but they're actually detailed, even for the swim, that make all the difference. Not some difference, all the difference. So everybody knows on paper how endurance works and threshold, but how to execute it, how to plan it, that you really perform, there's the art. There's the nitty gritty why some people are world champions in winning and some are not, although they try their absolute best. So it doesn't always have to do with physical ability or mindset. It can be as simple as training. So that one is for sure up there. And the other one is really holding back. I said it before, that's why today, if I didn't have the team, I might have done the threshold. Might have done it. That's why being objective on your own, completely impossible. So holding back all the time. So how I've been so consistent last 5 months, the first minor change is one off day that had in 5 months. I didn't have to change a single session. It was perfectly planned, perfectly adjusted, which is gold, right? So even this block I did tremendous work. What I did in a bike, first time ever 6 times 10 minutes, 350 watts with 2 minutes rest, threshold, 3.3 mol lactate. Then running wise, we put now some VO2 in there on the treadmill, and we did the last one now on Tuesday, this Tuesday still, see? Plays all a role, obviously intensity and also this immune system thing. As an athlete, you always a bit in there, but like I said, I have this good balance that although there was so much sickness around,
I've been doing really well. But yeah, there's a run, year 2, 6 times 5 minutes. 6 times 5? Yeah, 6 times 5. With 2.5 minute rest, and started at 320 minute per K pace, and then went to 309 the last 5 minutes on a treadmill, which is for me a lot harder, or anybody I guess. Anyways, it's tremendous. It's amazing how you feel at those speeds. It's something never done, right? Never. So in the 6th rep, after 25 minutes, still run basically 3 minute pace, and just feeling this controlled. It's amazing. That's why the only reason I got there was holding back in the key sessions and having a very good planning. So we will see tomorrow morning. I'll check back in tomorrow how the body is feeling and which sessions I will be able to do tomorrow.